The opposition, remember, including the likes of the DMK, the Congress and the Samajwadi Party as well, have been calling it nothing but a symbol of monarchy, which has been fact-checked by the DMK itself in the document that we've accessed. In fact, the first response that has now come in from the DMK, where they've brazened it out further, saying that the scepter, which is reminiscent of India's heritage and epitomizes India's relics, has been called a symbol of monarchy by the DMK.
Kept in the museum. So it was there. And the history says that it was given to Jawaharlal Nehru when, during the time of independence. Maybe the people had thought that you should rule the country with this Sengol in hand and be common, equal to everybody, treat everybody equally and do good to the people. The Sengol is used in Tamil Nadu among the kings, Sera, Sola, Pandya and Pallava kings, as uprightness, that the king is honest, treats everybody equal, king's justice is rendered without any bias. That is the symbol of Sengol. That is what we say. What happened in Pandyan's court when Kannagi went and said that you have killed my husband without any reason. The king himself fell down and died. So that is the spirit of Sengol. That is the power. Sengol is attached to the monarchy because where king himself is a judge, king is himself is the defense, king himself is the administrator, king himself makes law. So that is attached to monarchy. In a democracy, every role is played by different people. There is a separate judiciary, there is a separate team, the government and administration, there is a parliament to legislate, and there are defense people to protect the people. So Sengol, if one body commits a mistake, the other body can control them. Whereas in the monarchy, if the king does a wrong, there is no other body to control him or check him. So that is why they say that Sengol means the king should be honest. He should think and do things, and he should not put his subjects into trouble.
Sir, and we found this from the policy note of the HR&C Department of 2021-22, where we see that it is written that the transfer of power was given from British to the Indian new Prime Minister back then, and it was also written that the Adinam gave it, and it was a transfer of power. So it did happen in the past. So does it not mean that the Sengol right now being with the government inside the parliament makes sense? It should be there, isn't it?
It is right. I don't say, see, I have a great regard for Sengol. I am not against keeping Sengol in the parliament.
Okay.
But my question is different.
Okay.
Whether this government is acting normally or uniformly or without any difference of mind between people of one state and the other.
Okay.
If this government treating all state governments, whether they are ruled by the opposition parties or their party on par? No. Then why Sengol? This is a Kodungol government. So this is just opposite, directly opposite to Kodungol.
Okay.
There is no Sengol here. Almost all the opposition party leaders houses were raided, and they are conducting raid continuously. Whereas when in Karnataka, when many of the ministers were charged with corruption, no raids had happened. Because it is a BJP.
Okay.
So is it Sengol? It is called Kodungol, just opposite to Sengol.
Okay. And does DMK still stand on its decision about boycotting the parliament inauguration? Because now that these kind of Tamil culture being depicted there, and DMK party has been always made sure that they are protective of the Tamil culture and tradition. So will there be any change in decision?
No. See, our aim is that the President is the head of the Constitution, whereas the Prime Minister is one among the members of Parliament. President, it is the head of the Constitution. Any Parliament session for a year starts with the address of the President only because to say that the President is the head of the Constitution and Parliament. So, President should inaugurate the Parliament. Prime Minister works under the President.
But there are a lot of opposition parties. I mean, the BJP also says that in states like Chhattisgarh, in states like Telangana, where the opposition party rules, there were several instances where the governor was not invited. And when that is being supported, why is this becoming issue in spite of the president being well aware of this whole situation? Right?
What did the BJP say when the governors were not invited? Did they accept it? Did they not criticize that? Did they not speak against that? When they can speak against that, why should they do the same thing? They are doing it. Prime Minister is among members. Parliament is for every political party which has its members. Parliament is not the property of the ruling party. Maybe they are majority, that's all. Parliament is there only for the opposition party to raise their voice. It is house of both the opposition and the government. But the president is the head of the constitution, he is the head of the state, he is the head of the parliament. So he should be invited to inaugurate the new building.
All right. So